talkSPORT.
There's an awful lot of coffee in Brazil.
Harry's headlines on talkSPORT with 666bet.com. Get involved.
Past 10 and at 11:45 those songs will bring the memories flooding back for all England fans listening. We will go inside England. We're delighted for a few days this week to be able to do it with a man back in the Premier League where he belongs, Mr. Harry Redknapp. Good morning, sir.
Colin, good morning.
Yeah, how do we find you today, my friend?
Fine, good. Yeah, Colin, just away for a few days with my wife and relaxing, enjoying it, and getting ready for the start of another stressful season in a few weeks.
Also good to get any family stuff out of the way just before the opening game of the World Cup, because you look through the schedule and you put your this weekend. I cannot wait. It's OD time and so much England stuff to talk about, Harry, which you've been doing with us. And you know, from this point of view of wrapping a player in cotton wool, and Steven Gerrard has this minor groin injury, but from inside there it seems everything's okay. Would you be that worried about it at the moment?
Well, you know, I'd worry about Stevie Gerrard not being fit for sure. You know, he's such a fantastic player, captain, leader of the team, and we certainly need him fit. But, you know, no one knows, obviously, the extent of the injury, Colin, but hopefully it's not too bad. And it was encouraging, this morning that the vibes coming out of the camp are all good. Everybody's sort of ready to go now. Everybody's, together, and I think that's important. We've got a great spirit, and you need Stevie fit to carry, to lead the team into the first game.
You've obviously been working day in, day out in the Championship, and that's been all-consuming for you. But Steven Gerrard's reinvented himself this season under Brendan Rodgers, and it's easy to forget 12 months ago he may not have been as key to the England team. Do you think he is the most important player?
Yeah, I think he's he's showed his quality, for years and years. But this year, I think, in that new position, as you say, a lot of credit goes to Brendan Rodgers. The way he set his team up, the way he got the best out of Steven Gerrard. But I think we all knew. I saw him as a kid, when he made his debut at Liverpool, and you knew then that there was a special player bursting on the scene, and he's just been a fantastic player for so many years. But that position he's playing at the moment for Liverpool, it's suited him down to the ground, Colin, and he is important to us. Yeah, I think he's got an aura about him with the young players. I mean, they look up to him. Everybody respects him as a footballer and as a boy, so we do need him fit.
Good thing about having you on, Harry, is you'll always say what's on your mind. And I don't want to criticise the so-called greatest player of all time, but I don't know whether you read about Pelé when he was asked who was going to win the World Cup. He basically named the 8 favourites and then added in, Harry, that he thinks that England have the same chance, that's a direct quote, the same chance as Brazil. What do you make about that?
Well, I'm for sure the bookmakers don't see it quite that way. I think, Brazil about 3-1. I think what England, I think we're a big price, but listen, if we could go out there and win the World Cup in South America, it would be an amazing feat, wouldn't it? But I think we've got a good squad, Colin, and we're looking forward to the games like everybody, but there's so many good teams, so many dangerous teams that we're outsiders, obviously. We'd be lying if we said otherwise, but hopefully we can turn in a good performance, and we'll see where it takes us. But favourites, I'd have to, my favourites at the moment, I'm with Argentina if I had to pick a winner. I just think that I think we may see Messi at his best hopefully in the tournament. And if he's playing well, they've got so many good players. No, Tevez can't even get in their squad. Now you find me another squad that Tevez couldn't get into.
Yeah, you're absolutely right with that. And there's a few other England stories flying about. Obviously, Jose Mourinho loves being in the headlines, so he's been missing it recently. So he's been talking about how he had the pen in his hand in 2007. So just to put it in the dates, that's when he finished at Chelsea for the first time when he was booted out. And he said he actually had the pen in his hand about to sign on the dotted line until his wife persuaded him otherwise. That was 2007, Harry. Was that knowledge within football circles that he was that close to becoming England manager?
No, it's the first I heard of that today, Colin, when I saw it, and when I read that today, I was surprised to see that, I'm sure over the years, since he came to England, had a great time here. But he would have been, England, the FA would have loved him to have been their manager for sure at some stage. But I didn't realise he was that close to doing it. But, amazing that he didn't take it. Obviously there's only one governor in his house, bless her.
Do you think, would you be okay with that? Would you see Jose, of course, Ericsson before, Capello, or do you just think England manager English?
No, I think, I'm pleased to see now that we've gone with Roy, we've got an English manager, but no, if you ask me now, my next England manager, when Roy finishes, I'd go for the two boys, I'd go for a Spaniard and an Irishman. I think the way they played football this year, I think they've been an absolute pleasure to watch their two teams, and if you ask me what people that work in this country, I would put them top of my list. I think, I think Martinez and Brendan Rodgers would be my choices in the future. I think I'd love to see us play football the way they've played football with their teams this year.
That's wonderful. Harry, we'll speak to you again tomorrow. Thank you very much, sir.
Colin, good sell out to the boys. Tell them, mate, have a good day.
Well, do you too, buddy. That was Harry Redknapp and talkSPORT, thanks to 666bet.com, who are offering new customers odds of 66 to 1 on England winning this year's tournament, because that's ridiculously high odds. Their maximum stakes a tenner, but look at that, 660 quid plus your tenner back. Limited availability, conditions apply. So thanks to Harry Redknapp, thanks to 666bet.com for supplying him to World Cup today, the splinter group of Colin Murray and friends.
Harry's headlines on talkSPORT with 666bet.com. Get involved.
It's interesting at this stage, we're 48 hours away.